Hello and welcome to another episode of the Scoville Scouts. If you've seen the internet sensation Hot Ones, you know it's about ready to happen here. We have 10 wings increasing in heat, interesting guests, and a whole lot of suffering. Now this is our 7th episode, so in the Star Wars genre, this is The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens, yeah.
And joining me here for episode 7 is Kyle Phillips. Kyle is in his 12th year of teaching, with the last 9 being at Princeton. Mr. Phillips received his Bachelor's of Music Education from Miami University in 2010 and currently working on your master's degree there. You teach Jazz 7, Jazz 8, Jazz Lab, Band 6, General Music, Gray Band, Basketball Band, and is the director of the Pride of Princeton Marching Band. In addition to teaching at Princeton, he's a member of the trumpet section in the Southwest Ohio Symphonic Band, and currently serve as the OMEA District 14 President and Jazz Festival Chair. Correct in all that?
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, I think.
Have you done anything to prepare special for this today?
No.
Just.
Which may be my downfall.
And you've got the gloves on for.
I'm prepared, because I have to take my contacts out in a few hours, and that's just not good.
Yeah, not good to the eyes, and as you eat,
Yeah.
careful touching your face.
Yeah.
All right, with that, let's start off with Wing 1. It is Hedonist's First We Feast, Hot One's Classic Hot Sauce. Now, if you've ever tried Frank's Red Hot, that's 450 Scovilles. We start off 4 times hotter
Sure.
with the Classic Hot Ones.
Why not?
So that is your first wing there.
Cheers.
All right, let's talk about the Pride of Princeton. You left your alma mater to come teach at Princeton. What led to that decision?
You know, it was a big opportunity to come work at Princeton. I loved Winton Woods. Obviously, that's the school that raised me and kind of helped me cultivate my first three years of teaching. But the opportunity at Princeton to teach a lot of jazz band and to join like the history of that district was really not one I could pass up. And it was a hard decision. And of course it was hard to leave the kids and my coworkers there. But everybody there was very supportive, and to this day are still very supportive. But
was there a lot of staff at Winton Woods that was still there? I mean, obviously you went there as a student, 40 years later you're returning to teach.
Yeah, a lot of my former teachers were still there. Kind of surprised to see me walk through the doors as a teacher. But, you treated me just like an adult, and most of them did. But yeah, it was great. Very supportive staff there, and everybody wants, you to succeed as a teacher, so.
They treated you like an adult. Did you act like?
That remains to be seen. You'll have to check with them.
All right. Moving along, next wing is Heartbeat Hot Sauce Company's Pineapple Habanero. We jump up to 12,200 Scovilles.
Okay.
You attended Miami University, graduating in 2010. Just out of curiosity, do you know what the #1 song of the year 2010 is?
Like the #1 pop song? Mm-hmm. Gosh. I couldn't tell you. I didn't really listen to the radio that much, and still don't, but.
It was actually Kesha's TikTok. I had to look up what the #1
Gotcha.
song was.
That's not surprising hearing that now, but.
Yes. All right, I've got to ask you about Miami University. Where is the best place to eat for a student, excluding the Miami cafeteria?
Well, the best place to eat, my favorite place, and every time I go back to Oxford, is Mac and Joe's uptown. They have really, really good wings, and that's usually what I get when I go back there. Although after this, I probably will never eat wings again. But yeah, Mac and Joe's is good. There's a really nice German restaurant, Steinkeller, which is actually it's in a basement on uptown. Love to eat there. And unfortunately, now that I've been out for almost 12 years, most of the restaurants are new and different. But I love Mac and Joe's. I love Steinkeller. Skipper's is good. They just have nice, like, burgers and gyros and waffle fries and that kind of stuff. So
I think I saw something about your favorite place to find Chinese for
Oh.
Kung Pao or
I do like Kung Pao chicken. Again, spicy chicken, maybe off the menu for a few weeks. But yeah, like Chinese food up there. Yeah.
All right, while we're on the subject of Miami University, I've got to ask the question to hear the story about how you stole your own bicycle.
That's a good one. One of the few moments of involuntary justice, I suppose. So as a music major, all of our classes, for the most part, were in Presser Hall, which is the music building. And I rode my bike to class every day. And then a few of our classes would be like in the education building if it was a class for like just general education, which was right by the big King Library on the center of campus. And I rode my bike to one of my education classes, and I stopped at the library on the way to the education building and just ran in to return a book. Didn't lock up my bike, and foolishly, of course, I came back out and it was gone. And I was very frustrated, of course. And then a few weeks later, my bike magically re-showed up back at the music building, unlocked. Like it was some sort of divine intervention, I suppose. So I stole my own bike back. I probably would have waited around like for the person to come out, but then like, what am I gonna say? And I'm not like that physically intimidating. So they probably would have stolen it again from me by force. But yeah, that's how I ended up stealing my own bicycle.
All right, next up we've got the High River Sauces Chiba Gold. It's a Barbados-style Scotch bonnet pepper sauce at 25,300 Scoville.
All right.
I've already tipped my hat about Cogsworth,
Oh my God.
who you played in Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
I believe you were in Ragtime.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there are a few other theatrical endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
Are there more?
Yeah, so in high school, I was really involved in the theater program. Whitten Woods had, in addition to a really good music program, a very stellar dramatic arts program. So from 9th grade through 12th grade, I did 7 shows. We did Guys and Dolls my freshman year, and then I did The Hound of the Baskervilles, which is a Sherlock Holmes mystery, The Music Man, and then To Kill a Mockingbird, Ragtime, Arsenic and Old Lace, and then Beauty and the Beast my senior year. So
I've got to ask, would you rather be on stage or in the pit?
I loved being on stage, but like if we were in rehearsal and like I had a few scenes off where I wasn't going on, I would actually sneak into the pit and like grab my trumpet and play with the orchestra just for fun. And I only got like busted one time for missing a cue because I was down in the pit. But no, I loved being on stage. It was one of my favorite things. And when I think back on high school, those memories stick out to me more than anything else. Since then, I've done lots of pit orchestras, for various shows around town. But back then, I really was all about being on stage.
All right. Up next, we have the Bravado Spice Company Ghost Pepper and Blueberry. It is 28,000, and it's the burnt-looking one that you have there next. That's the blueberry. All right, I told you the story a few years ago. We had Steven backstage to meet the band Styx.
Nice.
What have been your favorite concerts and why? And have you ever gotten backstage or to meet?
Yeah. When I think back, probably the best concert I ever saw was in the summer of 2005. I got to see at Riverbend, Chicago and Earth, Wind & Fire together in concert. And I got to go with my dad and a few of my friends. And like my dad's the one that like introduced me to that music. And so to share that experience was really like very powerful. And the cool thing was like they opened and did a set together where they all played, they played some Earth, Wind & Fire songs and Chicago songs together. Then each band did their own individual like hour-long set. And then they closed together which was just like you could just feel the music like hitting you in the face. So that was definitely one of my favorite concerts, if not my favorite that I've ever seen. I did get to see Mumford & Sons up in Troy back in 2013. It was actually the weekend of my first football game at Princeton. We had a game on Friday night at Xenia High School. So I rode the bus from Princeton to Xenia and back. And then when I got home, I drove back up to Troy. And then there was a whole weekend festival with all these different like folk rock bands, and Mumford & Sons highlighted that. And they're one of my favorite bands ever, so that was really cool. And I did get to see, it wasn't the full Styx lineup, but in 1997, Dennis DeYoung, the lead singer, left the group, famously or infamously, and has since been touring on his own, doing all of their hits, the ones that he wrote. And he came to the Taste of Blue Ash in 2006. It was the fall of my freshman year at Miami, and my dad and I went to see that. And we were like right up front because it was festival seating, so we pushed forward. And then after the show, we didn't go like backstage because there wasn't really a backstage, but we went around behind where like he was coming out, and I actually got to like shake his hand and he signed my shirt, and that was like really awesome.
That is awesome. All right, moving along to wing number 5. Again, this is another hedonist wing sauce from First We Feast. It's the Hot Ones Los Calientes, and it's coming in at 36,000 Scovilles. All right, now we've got to talk about the pride of Princeton. What has been your favorite memory from band camp so far? All the years.
Every band camp?
All of them. What's one memory that really sticks out from?
I don't know if it sticks out for the right reasons, but my first year, so I started at Princeton in 2013 as an assistant director of the marching band, and when I got hired, Todd Lenhart, my colleague, called me and said, hey, just so you know, the plan is to keep you as an assistant for a few years, and then we want you to eventually move into the head director role. So, for 2 years, I kind of watched and observed and then took on a little bit bigger, more responsibilities. And then in 2015, I took on the head director responsibilities. And that year, the senior class had this really good idea of doing a prank where they wanted me to get fake arrested. And I thought it was hilarious. So I was like, I'm in, I think it's really funny, let's do it. And then like the last day of camp, the kid that was like orchestrating the whole thing said, oh, like the guy we were gonna have do it can't be here, so we can't do it. I said, oh, that's too bad, but whatever, let's move on. And then it just so happened that like a Sharonville police officer was at the school that day, and like I saw the officer, and I made eyes with the kid from across the field. I said, like we had that telepathic conversation. So he goes and runs off the field, goes talk to the police officer, and then, then we had the simulated fake arrest. What I forgot to do was tell my boss ahead of time it was happening. And apparently a lot of kids took pictures and sent them to their families and said, oh my gosh, the band director just got arrested. And then I guess the office got a lot of phone calls over at the high school, and my principal at the time called me and said, what is going on? I said, oh, it was a prank, and I'm really sorry. And then he proceeded to tell me, he's like, well, we have Channel 9 in the high school office right now, and they are asking all kinds of questions. You need to get over here really fast. I said, okay, and like I'm starting to like well up, like I can't believe I'm almost gonna get fired. And then I'm still on the phone with the principal. He's like, oh no, I'm just messing with you. We have you on speakerphone, and all the secretaries and everybody's in here laughing. He's like, but next time just tell me when you're gonna do something like this. So that was my first year as head director, and what I thought was gonna be my last year as head director. Fortunately, I think for me, everybody had a good sense of humor about things. And then those kids eventually graduated, and no one ever brought it up again.
Always good to have a good sense of humor. And I'm going to ask you, on the other side, is there something the kids do at band camp that really bothers you?
I know it's hot at band camp because I'm out there too. But when they have to remind me constantly, like, Mr. Phillips, it's really hot out here. I'm like, yeah, I know. I get it too. No, really, band camp is just about the best time of year to be working because everybody is there for the same reason. They're all there for that shared purpose, and it's the best time to it's the best time to work, and the kids really do rise to the occasion, and the little minor annoyances do kind of fade away.
Do you remember yelling at the kids to get off the swing?
That happens a lot, but sure. Now, to be fair, that picture
Is that band camp?
that's not at band camp. That is at YMCA summer camp, which was my summer job for 5 years in college. Well, through college and then beyond. So yeah, all right, I get it. Well done.
All right. Moving along, wing number 6 is Torchbearer Sauces Garlic Reaper Sauce. It's 116,000 Scovilles.
What was the last one?
36,000.
To 100 and
116. That's kind of a jump.
yeah,
we kind of start making jumps from here on out.
okay, and that's or this one.
This one.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's a jump.
Okay. I believe you were a member of the fraternity Phi Mu Alpha.
Phi Mu Alpha, yeah.
How is being a member of a fraternity like being a member of a marching band?
It's a great question. So Phi Mu Alpha is a national music fraternity. It's a professional music fraternity. So everyone that's a member is also either a music major or a music minor or has some kind of capacity in that regard. So I did that for 4 years at Miami. And when you're working in a fraternity like that, that has like a common goal, like the object of that fraternity was to advance music in America. And wow, that's a lot of a jump. So, you know, it was a really great group of guys, and the common thread amongst all of us is that we love to make music together. So, you know, the thing about marching band, you have people, all those people there together for whatever their personal reasons are for being there. They all want to, you know, make the world a better place through music, and that's what a lot of my fraternity experiences were like. You know, common bonding through a shared love and appreciation for music. And I think, you know, with our marching band, with any marching band, it's a very common thread amongst them as well.
Awesome. All right, up next is from the Spicin Food Company. It's the bomb beyond insanity. It's 135,600 Scoville. So
Compared to, what was the last one?
116,
This is 135.
135.
It's nothing.
But it hits differently if you've ever seen.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not a lot of love for that sauce. All right, I'm going to ask you to place these items in order from best to worst and kind of tell me why you put them there. The Muppets, Doctor Who, Green Lantern, and Star Wars.
That, it's like asking to choose between your children.
What's at the top?
At the top is probably Green Lantern, because that's been like a big passion of mine since I was about 10 years old. Then the Muppets. Whew. Forgive me, I'm getting emotional. Then Star Wars, then Doctor Who. I really tried to get into Doctor Who, and I guess I failed. Maybe I just had too many realms that I was involved with and just couldn't quite get as into it as others, but yeah.
All right. Moving along, the Dingo Sauce Company Widowmaker hot sauce is next. 682,000 Scoville.
I'm sorry. 682?
Mm-hmm. With that, I'm going to ask you to tell the football story. Is it true you broke a tree with a football?
Yes and no. In high school, we did the play To Kill a Mockingbird, and forgive me, a little dry. And I played the character Jem, who was the protagonist's older brother, who was like an athletic kind of tomboy kid, which, if you know me, was a reach for me to probably pull that role off. One of the scenes involved me tossing a football to myself, and then in a fit of anger, I had to throw the football
I like that.
off the stage through a very in between two curtains, and I had a really small area to hit, and we had this big paper mache tree, which was a big part of the story of that book. Is that like the one character leaves like treats for the kids in the tree, so I had to hit this spot, and several times hit it, and I think during like opening night, I threw a little wide and took a chunk out of the tree. So yes, I hit a tree. No, it wasn't a real tree, but it still did happen regardless.
And so you broke the set on opening night.
I did. And my director was not happy with me.
All right. Are you happy with me right now?
Getting there. Depends what the next number is.
All right. The next wing is from the Ashley Food Company. It is Mad Dog 357, 25th anniversary edition. It's 1 million Scoville.
Right in the fillings. That one gets you.
All right. September 20th, 2014. Do you remember where you were at?
September 20th, 2014. It does not come to mind, but I have a feeling you're about to tell me.
Well, there's a picture with Henry Winkler, the Fonz,
Okay.
from Comic-Con.
Yes.
So my question is, do you have any other famous meetings?
Most of the famous meetings I had were at the Cincinnati Comic Expo. What's funny about that Henry Winkler one was that, wow, 1 million Scoville. Sticks around for a bit. I was there with my friend Nick, who is notoriously not a comic book person. And so most of the time I'm just pointing stuff out to him and he's just along for the ride. And I said, Henry Winkler's here. I really want to get my picture with him. And like we went to where his booth should have been. That's not good. No, that's not good. And there's a guy sitting behind the booth. And I was like, oh, I think that's Henry Winkler's booth. And my friend Nick is like, he looks terrible. That doesn't even look like him. And we realized it wasn't actually him. And that Henry Winkler was around the front, like shaking hands with people. So I can't say for sure I've met many other famous people. But that was definitely one of them. Got good photos with him and did the Fonz thumbs up.
All right. This brings us to the Hedonist Sauce, The Last Stab. It's a XXX edition. It is 2 million Scovilles. Now, you know it's pretty traditional to put a little bit extra on the last wing.
Yeah.
I've been asked to do something a little bit different.
I'm good. I'm good. Oh, man.
This is Kaboom hot sauce. It is 4 million Scoville. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Might need to take tomorrow off.
Just a little bit. You're good.
Wow.
Cheers, my friend.
Oh, I don't know if you can call me friend after this. Wow, that escalated quickly.
Yes. Well, there you did it. 10 wings up, 10 wings down. You've cleared the board. The only thing left is the kids want to see, are you capable of playing the instrument under the hot sauce? And you actually have the Scout's bugle, I think, sitting beside you.
Yeah, I don't want to, burn through the lacquer, but I will do my best. Wow. I don't know whether to play taps or reveille.
Well, I think you do know the call to post.
I do.
So can we at least try that one?
Yeah. And if any of my sixth graders are watching, don't ever do this. Oh, I think the answer is no, I can't. Oh.
Good job. Great effort. I want to thank you for being out here with us today.
Thank you for having me. It was beautiful.
And as always, go Vikes.
Go Vikes.
And that'll take us out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.